if at all, if you're planning to develop any kind of product, what kind of options are available? So these are called product development strategies. So let's look into this. So there are obviously three strategies that are available. One is product improvement. Now, product improvement is a strategy wherein you already take the idea from an existing product. Product already exists in the market. So you are taking your ideas, you're obviously using the concept of an existing product in the market, and all you're trying to do is trying to add some new features or trying to alter some features and trying to relaunch that same product into the market. So that's your first option. Second option, as the name itself says, replicate, copy the idea of an existing product. So if the product is successful, immediately copy it and launch it in the market. So whether it is ethical, whether it is legal, that is something which we need to check. Third is innovation. So launching a product which is completely distinguished in its features. Now you might be wondering, sir, why there is no product invention? Because you have improvement, imitation. You don't have invention because all the inventions which have happened has already happened in the past. So I don't think so there is any scope for any kind of new invention. So we all might probably do some sort of innovation. So you might say no, Android or smartphone. Smartphone is again an innovation because somebody way back already discovered telephone. So smartphone is a good example of not invention, but a major innovation breakthrough, right? So let's say you have also come up with some sort of a flying car, flying car. So what is flying car? Is it an invention? The answer is no, it's an innovation. So somebody already invented car way back. Somebody already invented a wheel way back. Somebody already invented a flight way back. So what you have done, you have combined all these elements and you have come up with an innovation breakthrough, right? So that's the reason there's no something called invention because all the things have already been invented in the past. Now what is possible is only innovation. So what is product improvement? So product improvement is an effort to incorporate additional feature. So either you're adding on some new features. Sometimes you might also delete existing features to make it more appealing to the customers. And you're altering the design to make the product more satisfying, attractive, and competitive to the customer. So that is what you do in case of product improvement. And most of the companies do this because they try adding on or try improving their product to make it more appealing, right? So when you reflect upon this MPV, multi-purpose vehicle from Toyota Innova. So you see over the period of time, this vehicle has gone through some serious improvements and all these improvements were done with an objective of making the car more appealing, more attractive to the customer. So this is called improvement, wherein you either add or delete features to make it more appealing. Now this is also an example here. So Maruti Alto was degraded to Maruti Alto 800. So Maruti basically removed some of the features and made the car little more basic so that they can appeal to all those first time car buyers, people who have limited budget. For them, this car became more appealing. On the other hand, you also see Titan on your screen there. So what Titan did was Titan made some new features in its watch. It's not a smart watch technically. This watch has a small display, electronic display in the screen, in the dial there, which you can see, which gives reminders. So whether it is a meeting reminder, whether it's a birthday reminder, whether it's a missed call reminder, some alerts you can easily receive on your watch itself. But this is not a smartwatch. So this is an example of improvement, adding some new features. This is not an example of innovation. Smartwatch is an example of innovation, but this is not a smartwatch. This is just a normal watch which with some additional features being added by Titan. right? So this is an example of product improvement. So this is your strategy number one. So if you're planning to come up with a new product in the market, so take an existing product, add some exciting features and launch it. Strategy number one. Strategy number two is imitation. So what happens in imitation? Uh, Brand imitation is a product that borrows or copies some special attributes of a famous or a leading brand, such as name, shape, color, substance, or nature, that are not identical but similar. So on the right, anyways, you see that example. I'll come to that later. So imitation is the second strategy where you are trying to copy from your competitors. So there are various ways of doing it. Some are totally illegal, some are unethical. So the first one, what you see, counterfeit or pirated products. Yeah, this is illegal. So what happens here? The copies that carries the same brand name or trademark. So they almost look similar, right? You have copied the design and the trademark to make it similar to the original product. So in case of this counterfeits, definitely it's illegal. So when you see this here, it might look same. This is a matchbox. So it might look same, but there is a difference. One is home lights and the one below that is home lives. So obviously this is illegal, you go to jail. But products such do exist, even though it's illegal. The next is called the design copies, wherein you're trying to copy the design, not the brand name or right the product name. Only the design is being copied. So sometimes what happens whenever you develop a new design, you might go for copywriting. You might protect your design under copyright laws, but copyright laws does not give you protection throughout your lifetime. It gives you protection only for a limited period of time. So after that, again, others will also start copying your product. In some cases, the moment you are launched, even though you have the copyright of the design, but still other brands might copy that. So usually what happens when we say copies, big brands don't do that. So let's say you're a big brand, you have come up with a new design, the local brands will copy because big brands definitely does not want to copy a competitor and end up in a big legal battle. So all the small manufacturers, they try to copy the design, and sometimes the big companies who have actually created this design, they overlook, they just ignore it, because for a simple reason that though these small organizations, small manufacturers might copy their design, but they do not have the brand name, because big companies definitely have a brand name, but small manufacturers, they don't have a brand name. So sometimes even though they know that their design is being copied, but they don't take any action. So such things also happens, right? So design or fashion of a competitor of a product, popular product. So these are sneakers. Now this design was originally developed by North Star, right? But now you see every other brand has the same design. So what you can't copy is a brand name, but of course design can be copied. The next one is called technological leapfrogging, in which this is not illegal. So the next one is called technological leapfrogging, and this is not something illegal or unethical. So what you're doing is you're taking an existing technology, and to that existing technology you're improvising. That means you're adding some very interesting features to the uh, existing technology so that the product tends to become more innovative, right? For example, the concept of tab is actually taken from the concept of laptop. So this is called technological leapfrog. So it does not result in any kind of imitation or unethical or illegal act, right? So basically you're upgrading the technology. And then we also have clones in which the organization try to copy your product. So sudden success of any firm or companies, obviously you want to copy the same design and launch it in the market. So this is illegal. You might go to jail. So all the jerseys of all your favorite IPL teams, even though they have exclusive rights, so every franchise would give exclusive right to make their merchandise, but you see all of a sudden everybody will start copying the same, and sometimes it becomes out of control. So that is also there. Now the last one is called some sort of a creative adaptation, wherein you try to identify the fault and try to rectify that. So what you see in the last, on the right hand side of your screen, you see a three-wheeler mini truck there, which had a lot of issues with safety because three-wheeler causes imbalance, maneuvering is always risky. So fine, take the concept, you have identified the fault in this and you have corrected it. So that's what Tata Ace did, right? Identified the fault of this three-wheeler design and made it more stable. So this is called creative adaptation. So these are some of the strategies if you want to develop product. Either you can go for improvement or you can go for imitation, but imitation is not easy. It has legal and obviously ethical consequences that needs to be examined. So we will discuss product innovation a little later.